Hi everybody, welcome back to the United Front. Joined here, me Zane, got the boy JKT as well. JKT, what you telling me, man? How you doing?
Yes, I'm all good. All good. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah. A lot to talk about, funnily enough, even though United nowadays seem to only play once a month or whoever it seems to be. But we don't get much game time to talk about. But luckily in the world of Manchester United, there's always something to talk about. Um, but yeah, we got Cowley joining us at some point. I'm not sure what's going on over there on his side with some connection, but hopefully he'll tune into the show as soon as he can. But yeah, man, let's get started, man. Let's get started. So we got quite a lot came out today. We got a little response from Scholesy himself has come out to address his ridiculous story that he posted on his Instagram. And then we got De Zerbi piping up apparently today. I don't know if it was him or the reports most definitely coming out that he wants the United job. Now for me that is I'm not here. I'm not here for that. But what are you telling me, James, man? What are you thinking on Deserve it?
Yeah, same as what you just said. Nah, not really. Not feeling that one. I think he's
No.
yeah, I don't think he's a contender. I wouldn't have him anywhere near that list. I think 2 years ago when there was after the FA Cup final that Ten Hag won, his name was mentioned a bit then. And he probably
Mm.
was in a lot of a stronger position then as he is now. Like back then, 2 years ago or whatever, probably would have thrown his name into the hat. Quite, I would have backed him a little. Now I feel like good manager, good coach. Like he obviously can. We saw what he done with his Brighton team. Like the amount of times they came to Old Trafford, beat us. Like see, he can coach a good team. But I think him as a put how he can just it's quite a controversial doesn't always get on with the people above him or media, and him in
Hmm.
the United job with all that pressure, that's only ending in one way. He's going on a big outburst at some point. Maybe in couple months into the job, I could just see him going on a mad one.
I hear it. I fully hear it. For me, I'm not gonna lie, Deserby's got red flags all over him. All over him. Like, do you know what I mean though? Maybe this might be a, you know, unpopular take or opinion on Deserby, but I'm not gonna I've never really seen what the fuss is like that. Like, okay, he coached that good Brighton team. Yes, that Brighton team always seem to beat us. Yeah, they look good. They look well coached. I'm not gonna lie, so do most Brighton teams though. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? They look good under Graham Potter.
yeah,
They look good under De Zerbi. They're looking good right now under this, what's his name, Hertzler, or whatever his name is. But
mm,
like, he seems to be getting some sort of tune out of them. This year, not so as good as normal, but they're a decent football club. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I was never that impressed with what De Zerbi has done. He ain't done anything really. You know what I mean? He
yeah,
didn't get top four with Brighton or something, or win an
mm,
FA Cup with Brighton, he didn't do anything like that. Do you get me? Like for me to be like, yeah, you want to go give him the keys to the whole Roman Empire, like you know what I mean? I think it's far too much of a step up. Do you know what I mean? But people seem to think that he's got something about him.
yeah.
And
It is.
Ineos before Amber apparently looked into him quite heavily.
Yeah,
So clearly they're fond of him for some unknown reason. So
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, man.
Yeah, I can't remember what journalist it was. I'm sure it was one of the athletic guys. It might have been Andy Mitten a while back saying that it was the wages that he was asking for that was pretty much what. Not saying he would have got it if he had lowered them, but that was one of the things that put us off with Ineos. Apparently, his wages were crazy. He's
Mm.
asking for crazy amounts of money. Yeah, you're right. It is a little bit too overhyped in his time at Marseille. Obviously, not that anyone really watches much French football, but yeah, it seems like he's done well. But I know the Liverpool game when there was a lot more eyes on him, it didn't look like a great performance then. And yeah, it's step up from okay, he was decent at Brighton. He still was just finishing what seventh, eighth, sixth, maybe. It wasn't nothing special.
You
He
know what I'm
wasn't like
saying?
it wasn't breaking into. top 5, top 6 or anything like that. It was just, yeah, outside the top 6 pretty much most seasons.
That's the thing, man. That's what like really puts me off this guy, man. Like, but like I said, the weird thing is, I felt like I'm almost being like gaslit here. You know what I mean? That I'm like as if like I'm missing something. People are now De Zerbi, yeah, great coach. Yeah, De Zerbi. I'm like, why? You know what I mean? Like, why is everybody saying this guy's such a great coach? I'm not seeing it. Like, people seem to see it. People seem to believe it, but it's definitely not what I think. And like, I'll take what's his name, Silva, Marco Silva, over De
Mm.
Zerbi. You know what I mean? Like, again, he's not even somebody. I don't even want him either. Do you get me?
Yeah,
Like, I would
yeah,
still definitely take him over De Zerbi. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
there's so many other coaches. I feel like I'd rather put in before I put in De Zerbi. So. Yeah,
yeah,
De Zerbi for me, absolute no-go, man. But it is kind of worrying, don't you think? How apparently we really wanted him, but like you said, when what was reported from the Athletic, that he had asked for crazy, crazy wages, and then, we basically told him to do one because, getting that. And then the funny thing is, he went to Marseille afterwards, and then did nothing there either. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like he went to Marseille
yeah, yeah,
afterwards and done nothing there either. Like, he probably is getting a quarter of what he was asking for at United, if that.
yeah,
So
yeah, that's true. That's the thing. Like you said,
yeah.
Silva, Iraola, these aren't people that I would want to take the Manu job, but they're managers in that same sort of level as him, and I'd take those two
Yeah.
above him. That's just two names off the top of my head. Like you said, Silva and Iraola. Yeah, there's two managers there that I would think are probably better suited than him.
100%. 100%. And also, at least with them as well, not only you're getting the same relatively similar quality of manager in terms of what he's doing on the football pitch with the coaching aspect, but they're also not going to go kick up a fuss and start
Yeah,
causing some mad drama with the club every single time, we're under a little bad spell of form or we don't get the transfer that he would have wanted, for example, or whatever it may be. We don't have to worry about that friction between, we don't have to worry about that friction between the manager and the club. So,
yeah,
but
exactly.
yeah, I think, Mr. Cowley making his
Hello.
start appearance. How you doing, my
Yes,
friend?
yes. I'm very good, thank you. Oh, my light just turned off. Perfect. Well, whatever. That kind of sums it up.
Good
I've been listening
timing.
to this. It's been a good one. But yeah, you know what? I'll jump straight in with my little De Zerbi point of view.
Yeah,
I think De
jump
Zerbi,
in.
you know what? He's an interesting guy because he's a strong tactician. According to the players that have played, like sometimes you hear a couple of things from players that have played under him, and they have some good things to say about him in terms of how good training is, whatever. I don't know if you guys listen to, what was it? There's a Kevin Prince Boateng. He did a podcast with Rio like a year or two ago, and he's talking about De Zerbi's like the way he trains and you know what I mean, like how fun it is and all of that. And he was proper bigging him up, saying like, hey, he's gonna go straight to the top. Like he needs to if he gets to a big club, he's gonna win some big things. And to be fair, I don't know if you lot have obviously been keeping tabs of Marseille this season. I know James mentioned it briefly, but they've been good, man. They put up a proper like fight to PSG, and it's actually like a pretty good little title challenge going on over there. Obviously, the former United Mason Greenwood, banging goals left, right,
Cowboy and
center.
that, yeah.
Banging goals left, right, and center. And he's built a decent team there. So like, Marseille is probably the highest level he's managed. He was at Shakhtar Donetsk before. To be fair, he's a bit of an unknown quantity. Like I heard what Zayn was saying as well. At Brighton, like you said, most managers do kind of all right anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one of them ones where it's like, is he just another one of those guys that's just, like, almost like you're seeing with Brentford as well. Like Thomas Frank, he left, went to Tottenham, was crap. Then obviously was fucking, what was he? Keith Andrews has come in, set piece coach. He had a job before as well where he was crap, like in the lower leagues. But he comes in at Brighton, he looks good. Sometimes the club makes the manager look better than they actually are, innit? Personally, I get why he's on the list, but for me, nah. I reckon he'll go Spurs, if I'm honest. He's got Spurs written all over him.
I hear that. I hear that. So let me ask you another question then. Do you think, so I just asked JKT this question a second ago. I want to see your take on this as well. Do you think it's concern how highly rated he is by our board and how they really wanted him before they brought Amarim in, and then due to his insane wage demands that he was asking for, decided not to proceed with him. But the fact that they thought that this is going to be the guy to take us forward, this is going to be the guy that's going to, bring United back 2028, winning titles, all that, nonsense that these men were talking before. Like, do you find that concerning?
So I'm just moving this light so I'm a bit more. I mean, you can see me a slight bit better. I don't know if that makes much of a difference.
He's trying to move like he's sun-kissed and that. I need JKT.
I'm wearing my hat indoors because my trim is absolutely illegal, terrible, bro. Should be deported with my trim. Anyway, to be honest, I'm worried about Ineos, bro, and I have been. I can't lie, especially the list of people we've been linked with, which is why I was saying. I said it when I went on trying to flex as well. I was saying, bro, like, I could see in the future, and I'm looking at what Ineos would do in the summer. And bro, the names we've been linked with, like, haven't been great. Like, full stop. Forget about just De Zerbi. De Zerbi is one of the better ones, if you ask me, of the names we've been linked with. Bro, we've been linked with Marco Silva, Southgate, Iraola. These men sound like they're trying to go on the cheap, bro. They're not sound like they're. I think the Luis Enrique thing, I don't think I've actually seen one proper journalist link us to Luis Enrique at any point in history. It's just a purely fan-led thing, right? But if we're actually looking at the candidates that Ineos have like been linked with by the journalists that we can respect and trust, bro, they're all dry. They're proper dry coaches, like all of them. Southgate has been linked strongly. Apparently, he
don't hear that name. Listen, I don't want to hear that name, please, because you know what? Yeah,
listen,
that's
bro,
going to make my anxiety shoot.
You asked me about Ineos, and you asked me the people Ineos are being linked with. Innit? Right now, Southgate, I think, has been probably the most Ineos-linked person in the media since they've taken over. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
now you know what, you're spot on. I'm just trying to deny it. I'm trying to not think about it.
That's what I'm saying. From a fan's point of view, it's crazy already, but I'm not even going into that. But I'm just saying, like, that's what we're seeing in the media. I've seen Marco Silva in the media. I've seen Glasner. I've seen the Iraola. I haven't seen these Ancelotti. I've seen Tuchel a lot as well, to be fair. That's probably the highest level. But really, Tuchel, De Zerbi, these names are popping up again and again and again. Which is why I'm like, which is another reason why obviously I was backing Carrick from early. Because like, why not? I don't think we've got much to pick from, like, genuinely. And even in the case of Luis Enrique, he hasn't actually said he's leaving PSG this summer. That was one report that came out that kind of got people excited. Like, but he might leave, he might not. But PSG wouldn't want to like let him go, and he might not want to jump straight back into work. All of these like kind of jumps we're making as United fans, that Luis Enrique is suddenly going to be available, we can get him. They are just jumps. That's what they are. So when it comes to the actual managers that I think we're being linked with, like you said, I am worried. I'm not going to lie. Especially if, we're going off the De Zerbi, the Tuchels, the Southgates, the Marco Silvas. I wouldn't personally have any of them. I'd rather have Carrick than I think any of them personally. But we'll see.
Okay. Well, while we're on the manager talk, then I'm going to get into the comments quick, and then I'm going to bring this one to you, James. So we got Fires here. I think I know who that is. So that's man like Skylar. Shout out, man. Long time. He said Nagelsmann would be my first choice. Now, for me, me, that's where I'm at. And, there's links there as well with Christopher Vivell saying that, like, he's, really pushing for Nagelsmann as well. And it seems like he has an idea and knows what he's on about as well. So what are you thinking? What would your, say, top 3 order be, James?
Yeah, Nagelsmann would be top of my list. I think, he's probably... Obviously, we're all kind of speculating that Enrique's going to leave. But I think even if he was to leave, I think me personally, just think Nagelsmann would be a better fit than Enrique. I think Nagelsmann, Enrique, and I know some people don't agree, but I think third choice for me, probably Xavi, I think. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because when he
Interesting.
got linked with us a few months back, I don't know if it was more I saw someone saying about how he brought through the youth, and I was just thinking about the youngsters that could come through. I might have been sold dreams on this one, but I just had visions of Xavi playing with a whole Academy 11 and doing bits with us. But Nagelsmann, I think, definitely top of that list. I think he would fit the club better than Enrique. I think the fact he is adaptable, he's played, I know a lot of fans probably won't want to hear it, but he has played with a 3 at the back at times. He's played back 4. He can switch the formation around depending on the opponent and the players he's got with him. I think he'd be top of my list.
Yeah, no, man, I'm a second that. But you know what? I like the point you brought up there as well, with how adaptable he is as well. Because Cowley, as you know, from the beginning, I see Nagelsmann doing his thing. I watched few little videos and that, and I've seen him when he's managing. When he was managing at Bayern and different clubs. But I think for me personally, I hadn't really paid too much attention to his football and his style of play and things like that. So I remember I'd actually asked Cali about this. I said to him, what do you think? What's your take? Done my own research as well. And from my own research, just hearing about how he can always adapt well, that is a bit of like a breath of fresh air for me. Because as much as, I was in Ruben Amorim's corner, you know what I mean? I can't lie and say that it wasn't frustrating at times. I'm thinking, my brothers, change it up, do something. Do you know what I mean? Like, clearly what's out there is not working, you know what I mean? And I'm a bit, short on patience when it comes to stubborn managers. So, what I mean? I think for me at the moment, Nagelsmann would be my number one.
I was going to say, sorry, that thing is, right, the truth is, with all these managers nowadays, especially like these top levels that we're talking about, they're all pretty stubborn. Like, obviously, in terms of a style of play, that might change, a formation might change, whatever. For example, someone like Tuchel, he could be a 4-3-3, he could be a 3 at the back. It depends on what he thinks the team is like best suited for, right? But someone like Enrique has a very specific style of play. He ain't gonna change the suddenly play 5 at the back, whatever. If his style ain't working, he's not gonna try and do another way. Like, if we're too open at the back under Enrique, he's not gonna just shore it up defensively and play extra defender. That's not him either. So the same reasons that we might have got annoyed at Amorim is the same reasons why we might get annoyed at Enrique. A lot of my point is the same as De Zerbi. Very stubborn, has a very specific tactical way of playing. Obviously, he's been in the Premier League before, so it helps that he understands probably the intensity of the game and stuff. But all of these guys play a very specific high pressing type of play. Even Nagelsmann, to be fair, he can switch it up, yeah. But generally, his principles of football are always the same, and that's just what it is with top level, managers and players. Do you know what I mean? They are what they are at the end of the day. That's and how they got there. Usually, they want to stick to that. So, look, I love the idea of Nagelsmann. Like, just sticking on this question and this comment, because it is like he's a young, very progressive manager. He's very tech-based. I like that he's very modern in terms of what he brings to the training ground, and that you hear them stories of him spending bare money to get a big screen so he could live stream and like stop recording during training and tell players, look, this is what you've done wrong, like in live time. He's a quirky character. And you know what? He's managed at Bayern Munich, which I think is a big help, because like they always say, oh, you don't know what it's like managing at Man United. The pressure is massive. The pressure at Bayern Munich is also massive. It's a good stepping stone to have before you get to United. So yeah, I think Nagelsmann's a good choice. And to be honest, I'd be excited if we got Nagelsmann. But and yeah, he'd be one of the better names. And obviously with the Vivell link as well, that's actually something that could happen. That's someone I have actually seen
100%
more recently too. Yeah, so I wouldn't mind if we went for Nagelsmann, if I'm honest. Not at all.
All right. Well, let's take a look into the chat, because the chat's popping off a bit and people are giving a few different things. So we'll move on to
Let's whiz through.
He says, I don't think Southgate is that crazy. Listen, I know he's trolling, because I know Lilo, and I know he's trolling here. Because there's no way you want Gareth Southgate, man. So I'm not even going to give it too much time. I know he's just trying to trigger me there. We got Ernst. Shout out to Ernest, couldn't be on with us tonight. But he says, they've been pointed at the earth. I want Sean Dyche Sean Dyche, man. Imagine
Yeah,
Dyche at United. Brannigan goes, his would be too cool, Southgate. And I was like, I know he needs to stop this because I know he's making it sound so like realistic. I know he don't want Southgate. Let's go. We got my like T-Rex clips said you need Fabregas. So what do you reckon on Fabregas? You know, I heard he's doing all right where he's at.
Bro, Fabregas looks like a good young progressive manager. Looks like he's got a good style of play. He's doing well at Como. Like, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he's also like, they've got a bare, like, bit rich backing at Como. He's one of the shareholders in that. He like, owns part of the club. He's still young, man. I think you can't go from just Como to Man United, bro. Like, what is that? Like, that's a massive step.
I hear it.
Obviously, Fabregas as well. Like, he ain't managing the Premier League. He played in the Premier League 15 years ago. It's not the same anymore. Yeah, listen, for Fabregas, I keep eyes on that. It's one of them ones, but definitely no, I wouldn't jump to be trying to get him now.
Future stars on there, yeah. Future stars. Okay.
Literally.
T-Rex comes back again. Says anyone linked to Arsenal help you lot. Help you a lot. Interested. And then Ernest fires back straight away. He's like, facts, T-Rex clips. With Arsenal managers, we can compete and finish as high as second. I hear that. The second place trophy, yeah. And then he goes, and T-Rex hits back with the and be top of the table at some point. Ooh. Spice it up, man. These Arsenal fans are getting excited with their second place trophy. But
oh, you know, Ten Hag, yeah, was the manager we sacked, like this manager we sacked 2 managers ago, you know. We've literally hired somebody else and sacked him since. He's still won more than Arteta, just saying. Anyway, we can move on if you want.
But yeah, let's not go into this all this back and forth.
It was actually damning as well. I was just like thinking, seeing as Arsenal fans, T-Rex, he loves to do it every week, yeah. So I like to just give him a little bit of funny Arsenal things that I've been thinking about. Bro, you know this League Cup final they're going to play in, yeah? I'm probably losing. That League Cup final will be the first final they played in this since Arteta won that FA Cup with them. The first final, yeah? And like, put that in perspective, we've reached 5 in that time. So like, not only are they not winning trophies, they're not even smelling them. They're not even getting to the showpiece games to like see the final, you know, like when they got the ribbons and the they play the music and that, they get man from the army and that. They ain't even been there like that for 5, bro. That's ages, bro. Since like COVID times.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, interesting.
I hear it. Brannigan hits back with Southgate was a better choice than Amram. He can actually make the 3 at the back work. Listen, you know what? I'm just gonna, I'm ignoring it and hide this comment, man. Get this guy. I'm not entertaining any conversation today about Southgate, man. I can't do that for my mental health. But I'm not here for that. But guys, we got quite a few guys watching. Make sure you are liking and subscribing to the channel if you're new. Keep getting involved in the comments. We'll continue to go through the comments as we go along.
Like the video is free, man.
I hear that, man. Help the brothers out, man. Help the brothers out. But listen, what we saying? So that's the whole new managers. Cowley on purpose. I left Bruno for PFA Player of the Year.
I appreciate that. You know, I heard you. I heard you say, yeah, Cowley's gonna want to hear it, and you know what? You're so right. Because I do want to speak about it, yeah. I really do.
And I wanted to give you that chance because you know what, yeah, JKT, you probably know this as well. I get impatient with Cowley sometimes because we both got a lot to say. So I want to get mine off my chest. He wants to get his thoughts off his chest, and it's always it's a battle sometimes. But you know what? I actually want to give you. I almost feel tempted to put a timer on and give you just a nice, solid 5 minutes.
Be careful because honestly, I'll do the host. I'll do 45 minutes of just talking Bruno.
You know what? Do that. We'll give you 5 minutes. It's 8:38 right now. We'll come back in 5 minutes. Off you go. Talk to me. Why is Bruno Fernandes? Why should Bruno Fernandes be the PFA Player of the Year? Tell us.
Okay, it's quite simple. I don't even need to talk. You know what? I could probably prove it to you in 30 seconds, but I'll talk for as long as you need me. Quite simply, there is not one player in the Premier League that has hit his levels, whether we're talking stats, whether we're talking behind the scenes stats. You want to talk about the main stats of goals and assists, he's flying. You want to talk about the underlying stats, the chances created, the big chances created, top of that list, top of that list. You want to talk about anything, even in ball recoveries and stuff that it's not even his job. He's still up there with the very best, yeah? And this ain't just in the Premier League, by the way. Look at Europe, yeah? Find me one number 10. And you know what? It's sad because I love football and the art of number 10 is dying. There's not actually that many pure number 10s in football nowadays. Everyone's a number 8 and everyone's a box-to-box. This man, yeah, the chances he creates, the way he plays, the technique he has when he's striking the ball, whether it be a shot, a pass, a touch, yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, he's actually taking a piss at this point. Like, bro, or whichever team you want to look at, whether it's a good team when he first came in and we'll finish the second or third, Bruno at the very top. Whether we're shit and we're finishing 8th from winning the FA Cup, Bruno with a brilliant assist in the final to Kobe. Yeah, beautiful little ingenious bit of thinking there. Yeah, just wherever you want to look at Bruno's history since come to Man United, it's a damn shame that he right now hasn't at least won a Premier League or Champions League with the level of performances he's been putting in the Premier League since he's got here. Right, he's been one of the best since he's been here. Yeah, and I'm glad that this season he's so far ahead of the rest. It's not even close. He's so far ahead. Yeah, that everybody has to stand up and take notice now of what we've been saying as United fans for years, because we've all been saying it. But yeah, my initial rant over. Like, bro, he's got what, 20 GA in 26 Premier League games so far this season, 6 or 7 assists off breaking the record. This is the record that has stood since Thierry Henry, my friend. Do you know what I mean? And he's doing it for a mediocre Man United team. And like I said, what is world class? Yeah, everyone's talking about world class. This guy's world class, that guy's world class. For me, world class, my definition, yeah, is you're walking into any of the top teams. There's maybe only 1 or 2 players that can chat to you in the world in your position. Yeah, let's go through the teams. City, he's definitely playing. Arsenal, Odegaard and Eze, move please. Who else are we talking about? Chelsea, 100%. We don't even need to think about it. You could put anyone, Enzo, Cole Palmer, his dad, whoever you want, he's playing there. Who else? So that's Liverpool, get out of here. Do you think Szoboszlai is good, yeah? You think Bruno would ever get played right back? Never. Because you could not sacrifice his chance creating ability. You just couldn't do it, yeah? So cool, move. Who else? Real Madrid, Bellingham. Cut. Who we took? Pedri, go. Bro, there's no one. I'm Real Madrid, Barcelona. Musiala, bro, he's been injured for 2 years, but Bruno's still better than him right now. There's nobody you can tell me, there's not one team or player you can tell me that is better than Bruno right now. You know what? I like Shirky. I think he's amazing, but again, doesn't come close right now to what Bruno's been doing. He's been here for a year. Bruno's been doing this for 6 or 7 years. Yeah? When Shirky was playing under 18s, Bruno was still doing this in the Premier League, bro. So yeah, listen, you know what? I'm just going to end it there for now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna
You kept it there. You had 30 seconds left, but you know what? You had 30 seconds left, so you know what? If this was a presentation, I'll give you some solid marks there. You know what I mean? He was punctual, kept to the time limits and that. Nice little points, evidence explain. You know, we like that. We like that. So JKT, what's your take on Bruno then? And do you think he deserves PFA Player of the Year?
Yeah, I think it's hard to follow on from what Cowley just went on then. Covered most of it. But yeah, I think definitely if he hits that Premier League records, he's on 14 assists. The next best is Cherky on 8. He's on 92 chances created. I think he was like 36 more than the next person. He's just clear in all of these chance creation stats. He's so clear of everyone else. And I think Ernest mentioned it in the comments. The first half of the season, he was a number 6, number 8. Like, he was playing in a double pivot. It's only since Jan that he's gone back to a number 10 role. But if he breaks that record, then he definitely deserves it. When you think, okay, Arsenal probably going to win the league, there's no one standing out in that Arsenal team that deserves to win it. No one in that City team that deserves to win it. he definitely
facts.
deserves it more than anyone in those two teams. Yeah, definitely. I was going to say something else, but it's gone now from my head.
I hear it.
Yeah, I can't. I was going to say something else, but it's fully gone.
No,
Just to
you're good. You're
follow on
good. But you know
from-
what? Just
Go on. I was going to follow on
no,
from
no. I was just gonna say, yeah. No, I just wanted to say. I think what Ernest has said here, and especially the same point you just made here, JKT, is I feel like that's actually like insane. He was playing as one out of two, you know what I mean, holding midfielders pretty much in that Amram system. And he's still producing stats like what we're seeing right now. And it's crazy. Like he's been one of the best in terms of chances created, assists, you know what I mean, progressive passing, all of that kind of stuff. And he was playing as a CDM. Like like you said, only until January, what, 2 months ago, he actually started playing in his best position and has, you know what I mean, just gone on to be so, like, you know, doing so much better statistically and for the team. And we really notice it when Bruno's not really in the game. We really notice it as a team. So the impact as well that he has on this club. Like without Bruno last year, we had probably got relegated, bro. Like,
Yeah, fully, definitely.
Bro, last season, Bruno got, even like I said, in his worst, man got 18 GA in 36 games. So goal and assist every other game. Like in our season where we finished 15th. Do you think if we didn't have that, bro, like we wouldn't have got relegated? We scored like 40 goals or something last season.
It's dead.
Like
it's insane.
Like literally, he was almost
It's insane.
responsible for 50% of them in terms of either goals or assists. That's crazy, bro. Like he also, by the way, finished the season with like 44 goals and assists in all comps because we got to the final of the Europa League last year. So like this is in our most catastrophic season. Man was pulling out 40 good GA, bro. Like it's dumb. It's actually dumb. Like I know JKT just mentioned the Arsenal, like bro, like I said, they're about to win the league, and bro, they're clearly the best team in the league. But look at their attack, bro. Like you could add these players up, their tallies up, and it still wouldn't come close to what Bruno's doing. Like it's mad. Like they're top. Yeah, bro. I can't even. Do you know what I mean? I can't even. I'll go on forever. But he is quite simply this season the best player in the Premier League. That is without a doubt, in my opinion. I don't think there's. Do you not can you not think of anybody that can really like is? Am I just being too gassed, or is there somebody that can actually like challenge him for this year? What do you reckon?
No, I don't even.
Yeah, guys, get in the comments. Get in the live chat. If you lot can think of anybody that can challenge Bruno this year for PFA Player of the Year, let me know. Or am I just being biased? Because genuinely, sorry, I think he's the best in the league right now. Like right now for sure. But there's a case he's been doing this for a long time. But yeah, this season the numbers is just going nuts. 21 goals and assists in 26 Premier League games. We're third. And also just the quality of him, man. The absolute quality of him. What a player.
I love this comment. I said, I think Hannibal Redry is up there with Bruno. Listen, Cowley was Hannibal's biggest fan, and you know what I'm saying. He loved it. You know what I'm saying.
You know, can I actually just explain to the chat where this comes from?
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous, right? Clearly, as you can see, yeah, for the people in attendance, I've got some absolutely stupid friends that they hold on to silly little periods in time for years and years. But basically, quite a while back, I think it was 10 hard times, I was like, yeah, you know what? I like Hannibal, man. Keep him in the squad. Decent squad player. And that was it. I don't think I said much more than that, to be honest.
You said this. You said he plays with that passion, you know.
Yeah, he's got that passion. I like that he comes on and just kicks people about and this and that. Yeah. Since then, that's been being held against me in any sort of football chat. The fact that I rated Hannibal. You know what, yeah? Hannibal, we bought Hannibal for 10 million, bro. 10 million, bro. It's like a 16-year-old. So I had reason to think that he might have been good in it. Do you know what I mean? But also, did you see his performance the other day against like Liverpool or something? I was thinking, you know what? Maybe we can get him back.
You're mad. This is why people don't forget the stupid things you say.
No, I'm joking. It was a big joke. You know what I mean? He's still a Premier League player.
He sucks, bro. He sucks. There's not even this. He's not decent. Let's not do that now. Come on, man.
He's literally lower Premier League level, isn't it? That's all he is, isn't it? I've seen worse.
Yeah. I hear that, man. But yeah, we definitely
don't. He's got long hair trait as well.
Yeah, that Fellaini trait and that.
That's what I'm saying. When you got long hair, it just adds aura points, so he looks better than he actually is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So forgive me, innit? Do you know what I mean? I like Taif Chong. I like Taif Chong because he had the long hair as well. I thought, yeah, extra aura points. He's going to be a baller. He wasn't.
Maybe Dallo should grow his head and, you know what I mean?
Dallo will never leave United, you know. He's got dirt on some United. No, I think
this guy's the Epstein of United, bro.
He copied his internet search history one time, and he was like, "Bro, I'm not gonna sell you ever, bro. Don't worry. I just don't tell anybody." So I'm telling you, that's what it must have been, bro. He clocked him with his side thing or something. He was like, "Bro, please,
something in it, something,
because there's no way, like, you know what it is. Actually, genuinely, like, all jokes aside, yeah, I think with Dallo, yeah, everybody at the club loves him. Like, he's always paraded as like the main face of anything at United. Like, when it comes to training, yeah, man, I'm like, yeah, he's the best trainer. He's always there early. He always does this. He runs harder than everybody. He trains so hard. Even when you talk about the staff, they're like, yeah, he's so respectful. He loves to learn. He's better interested. He loves to like go the extra yard and listen to what you have to say. I don't know if I know he doesn't actually take it in, but in training, he must be an absolute animal, bro. He must be like also the nicest guy.
You would be for 100 grand a week, bro. 100 grand, bro. No, I'll be the first one in. I'll be the last one out. I'll be respectful to the staff. It doesn't mean I'm good enough to play for United, bro.
Yeah, but bro, listen, they're not. People aren't. Unfortunately, yeah. These footballers, even though they get paid that, some of them are late. Some of them they turn up. Do you know what I mean? Look at Sancho. He was on like 350 a week or something, bro. My man was turned up late, bro. He would, do you know what I mean? Turn up late at Dortmund. Like footballers that don't have that. I think that professionalism. And the fact he's must be so nice to everybody, he must buy like all the canteen presents and that, yeah. Like, that's what's keeping him there, bro. Like, I never even hear we want to sell him. I never even hear like the idea that United looking himself like nobody even thinks about it. It's like he just carries on with life, bro. He's our second longest serving player at Man United, bro. Like,
crazy, man. How is and then Ernst goes, what's he been learning? And this is the $1 million question, yeah. Because the same mistakes I saw from Dallo many, many years ago are the exact same mistakes I'm seeing now. All the players are in the box, he crosses the ball to the corner flag. That cross, I've seen it so many times, and I see it, but I swear to God, it makes me literally want to bash my head against the wall.
That
like,
cross just floats over every single person in the box, isn't it?
I'm like, what have you not learned? Okay, you know what? Maybe I should put a little bit less power into this one because clearly every single time it goes way, it's overhit every time. But
I reckon in training, he must be just like Portuguese Cafu, and then when it comes to games, he just becomes brain dead because that's what I see. He's like, bro, on the pitch, he does the same, like you said, he makes the same mistakes all the time. I haven't been that frustrated in the last 6 weeks, but every time I remember any sort of frustration, Dallo's like 40, 50, 60% of the frustrations I've had with United. Like when I've been in the stands, 9 times out of 10, when I'm like, oh, and I'm like banging my head against someone's shoulder or whatever, yeah, it's because of Dallo. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and it's so frustrating to see the same mistakes every time. But he got benched in the last game, to be fair. Mazraoui
and rightly so. You saw that performance. Yeah. We were there at Palace. This guy from the second one, he was just misplacing everything, heavy touches. He stinks, bro. That was like a stinker for Dallo. Do you get me? And that's like a whole of a spectrum.
I know this comment is from an Arsenal fan and he's just chatting shit, yeah. But I've actually been thinking about this. I actually like Ben White. What do you reckon? You reckon we go and get him? Go and get Ben White, put a cheeky little 30 million on the table and that. Yeah, probably what? I reckon he's still got something. He's not that old. I think he's quite.
I feel like he gets injured quite a bit.
Yeah, this year I feel like he's been out quite a bit.
28. To be fair, that's right. He does get injured a lot. Well, this year anyway.
Yes, I'm not here for that, man.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I fit. I'm not calling him Benny Blanco. I fit Ben White. Might be all right, but nah, you're right.
Anyway, listen, let's let's get through these few comments and then let's move on to the upcoming game that we got going and look at the next one of the fixtures that we got coming up. But before we get into all that, you know what? We got 13 people watching. Guys, help us out. Make sure you like, subscribe, to the channel, get involved, keep getting involved
Don't
in the
help us
comments.
out, help you
We're
out.
all here.
Yeah, you're listening to top quality United content. Yeah, don't sit about help us out. We don't need your help. You need us. I'm telling you. So I mean, this is entertainment here. Nobody's ever going to be able to explain to you why Bruno Fernandes is the best player in Europe right now, like I did a second ago. You know what I mean? If you ain't seen that, go back and watch that, by the way. But yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, we're here, man. Let's talk about our next little run because we got a big final coming up, big final. We got to make them up now because we're out of all the competitions. So
I hear that.
next game.
Get through these comments quick. Get through the comments before we got Adzri in the chat says big up JKT.
Big up JKT always.
And he just here, man. He's just smiling, man, enjoying the show and that. Brannigan comes out and says, "Do a 2-for-1 deal, Malacia and Dallo for Ben White, bro. I would twerk for that deal. That's how deep it is, man.
Malacia and Dallo. You know what? That's a whole just bunch of like medical fuckeries in that injury, isn't it? You got bare just medical issues in that whole deal. What was it? Malacia and Ben White always injured and messed up. Dallo's got brain injuries. And he's just not right there mentally. So there's just problems there all over the place. But yeah, I'll do that still.
Rannigan says they're both foreigners and Big Jimmy doesn't want them. I hear that. I like Jimmy. Jimmy's up still, but you know what I mean? That's what it is. And then we got 3ATB Football says shout out to Aikichi and Aina. If you know, JKT. Hashtag, what's that? Ami Dorai. I assume it's some sort of inside joke there.
Oh, friends.
That is because it says BCA auction. But listen, let's get into it then. Let's get into it. So, what's next? Villa at home, right?
Yes. So we got Villa at home on the 15th, which is that's like Sunday. A week away now. We're getting closer. It's this Sunday.
It's on Sunday, man.
Yeah.
That's a massive game, that. This Sunday.
Huge.
That's a huge one, that. Yeah. Boys, we have to win this game. There's no two ways about it, We have to win it. We win this game, yeah. I think that's almost top 4 wrapped up, Like, we've also got to play Chelsea and Liverpool. Like, in this next, we've got what, 9 games left? And in that run, we've got to play Villa, Chelsea, and then we've got to play 30% of those games, yeah, are against the teams that we are literally fighting against for top 4. Yeah. Honestly, that's so big, man. This first one, especially
huge
at home.
Game.
Yeah.
Bro, this first one at home. Villa have also been in piss poor form. And everyone's been able to get points off them and beat them. Just at the bare minimum, we just can't lose. We cannot lose this game. But yeah, obviously, me and Zayn will be there. So, if you don't know already, we're all over the socials. We'll be on TikTok posting things from the stands, by the way. So go and check that out at UtdFront on TikTok, at UtdFront on Instagram. But yeah, like, bro, huge game. I can't lie. I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, I thought it was like further than Sunday. I'm kind of shook now.
No, bro. It's this weekend. Bro. I'm nervous, man. I can't lie. This is a huge game. Like, we're gonna be heading down Old Trafford Sunday morning, and it's a huge game, man. It's a big game because, like you said, I feel like this is that little traffic jam now between making that. It seems to be that top 5 will be Champions League.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I'm happy. I don't care about finishing 4th or 5th. As long as it's Champions League, I don't care. But these are the games we need to win. We need to go get that 3 points now, especially because we you know what I mean, our performance at Newcastle was dreadful. I want to see a big reaction. We're back home, back in Old Trafford. And these guys, if they don't come out playing with intent, we will be punished. And we owe Villa, man. They beat us last time and they did not deserve it. So, you know what I mean? We owe them big time, man.
And you know what? They have a history in recent times anyway of flopping at Old Trafford when they need the points. last season they need to come to Old Trafford and beat an already defeated Man United team. We were 16th at the time, or 17th, or 16th, I think. And we managed to beat them for no reason at the end of the season. And if they would have won that game, they would have made Champions League this season. For no reason, they lost. They literally just crumbled. They bottled it. Because that team was there for the taking. We had no reason to even be there on that day. Like, no reason to even play the game, really.
That was last game of the season, wasn't it? Where
Last game of the
Martinez
season,
and
we were out of
Amanda.
everything. Like, it was even after the Europa League final. We were dead. Like, everything was finished. Like, morale was low. We had no reason to win the game, like I said, and we still won it. So this season, now we do have a reason to win it. We generally beat Villa. Like, they beat us this season, but generally, we actually do well against Villa. If you look at their last 5 as well, there's only one win in there. And that was against Brighton over a month ago by the time we would have played them. Yeah. And then since then, they've lost 3-1 at home to Newcastle. They've drawn 1-1 at home to Leeds. They've lost 2-0 away to Wolves. And then in their last game, they got smoked 4-1 at home to Chelsea. So I can't lie. We have to capitalize. We have to do whatever these other teams have been doing. But Wolves have been getting 3 points off them. Leeds took point off them. Newcastle got 3 points off them. And Chelsea absolutely annihilated them 4-1. So
yeah, they battered them, boy. They got battered.
And like I said, in our last 5, on the other hand, obviously we've only lost 1. We've drawn 1 to West Ham, but then we beat Spurs, we've beaten Everton, we've beaten Palace. And obviously we had that couple of wins before that as well, against City and against Arsenal. So we're doing well. I'm not going to lie, I'm worried about our performance because our performance levels have been kind of low in the past few games. Against Palace, I thought we came out of the traps real slow. We were watching that. Obviously, Zayn was also worried about that. He was literally like, "Oh, we're going to concede. We feel like we're going to concede early." Literally a second. So you could just feel it in the ground. We were slow. I
said it first thing. I said it feels very flat in here today. Like, it felt flat. I said the performances leading up to that game were just dead, and you could sense it, man. You could feel it in the stadium. I was like, it feels very, very flat today, man. I'm worried, and I got very worried. And I feel like we're going to concede. Literally a minute later, we conceded. And I was just like, because you could feel it. Like, you could feel it coming. And based on how bad the performances have been, but we were still snatching results, that's always going to come to an end. But what I'm hoping, because, bro, you know what? We actually have a pretty tough run coming up. We got Villa at home. We got Bournemouth away. We got Leeds after that at home, which is always a tough one. And then who we got after that? Chelsea away.
Big one.
And then after Chelsea, we got Brentford at home. So it's not going to be an easy run moving forward. And you know what? Maybe that loss came at the right time against Newcastle, because we lost to a 10-man Newcastle. Dreadful performance. And I feel like these guys needed a kick. You know what I mean? Needed a kick up the arse just to get them going again. And hopefully, all I want to see, because we know if this team comes out with intent to win and intent to play football, then I'm not concerned. I can't lie. I think we'll smash Villa in that case.
Yeah, that's true.
What?
And
go on, James.
It's also, I didn't realize as well how tight it felt like at one point we were starting to get a little gap on Liverpool and Chelsea, but a lot. I don't know who they've both got this weekend, but we lose on Sunday and those 2 teams win, we're dropping back into 6th then, depending on goal difference with Liverpool. I haven't looked at the goal difference, but they're only 3 points behind us, Chelsea and Liverpool. Obviously level with Villa. Yeah, this is a massive game, and it will be good to see how Carrick gets the guys to respond, and we need to come back with that same energy from the first 2 games in charge with Carrick. It needs to be a big turnaround on Sunday.
Yeah, you know what? This is the thing as well. This is where us not having Champions League and not being in the League Cup, not being in the FA Cup, this is where it really starts to actually benefit us. Because Chelsea, they got Newcastle next. They got Newcastle at home, right? But they've also got that's in between
as well.
But that's in between playing PSG twice. Do you know what I mean? So they got to play PSG on Wednesday, literally in 2 days, and then they've got Newcastle 3 on the Saturday, like 3 days later, and then on the Tuesday they're playing PSG again, and then they've got Everton like 4 days after that. So this is where obviously we can really start to capitalize on having that extra week to just prepare, to rest, whatever. because these games, not only is it taking minutes out of them, but bruv, the intensity that you have to play these Champions League games at, and then you got to come back and play again. Then you got to play another Champions League game. Then you got to play another Premier League game. It's in the space of time we're playing 2, they're playing 4. Like it builds up, it adds up over the weeks. It's not even just like 1 week and the other week. Like, so yeah, I think we're like, we got to really capitalize on that and use that to our advantage. And by the way, after Chelsea don't have an easy run either. They've got, like I said, Newcastle in between PSG twice. Then they've got Everton after that. Then they've got City, and then they've got us, and then they've got Brighton away, like, and then Forest away, then Liverpool away. Sorry, Forest at home, then Liverpool away, then Tottenham at home, then Sunderland away. So Chelsea have got a very hard run in. Like every single one of them games, I think is a tough game. So they just had a really easy run as well, and they didn't do amazing in that run.
Yeah.
So actually, they did pretty well. They got that 6 out of 7 or whatever.
They've done all right. Yeah, I was thinking, they've done all right.
Under Rossini, innit? So yeah, they've got to basically keep that type of level up against a lot better teams, and obviously they've got a lot of games as well. So, you know, again, if they go through to against PSG, then they've also got to have to think about now a Champions League quarterfinal in between there somewhere as well. So yeah, man, I think like I will be very shocked and pretty much disappointed now if we don't get the top 4. I can't lie, which is weird because obviously we know all year we've been like, when I started the season, if you go back on our TikToks, we did a little season prediction. And me and Zayn were giving it big, and we're going, yeah, we can finish top 6. People are looking at us like we're insane. Yeah,
insane.
I'm so happy that I feel that I've been vindicated and proven right, because I didn't think that this team was that bad. I thought it was pretty good actually, especially considering, and also what Zayn said, we both said this a lot, considering the fact we don't have Champions League or European football, that will benefit us and allow us to push into those spots. And you know what? It'll be no easy task. I know the team last season wasn't actually the 15th worst team, but we jumped from 15th to what? Let's say we finished 4th. It's 11 places. That's a lot. And you know what? A lot of people are like, you'll never do that. You'll never do that. But hey, here we are. Now we just got to capitalize.
I hear it, man. I hear it. Well, let's get into some of the comments. So
let's see this. This is what it's
and I wanted to go back to this. That's it with Amrin, that was insane. But listen, he said, what's the predictions in 15 out of 15? Listen, those kind of predictions only came under Amrin because that's my guy Ruben, isn't it? So listen, don't watch that in this, man. Let's not talk too much on that. Branniker said intent. Jeez, go on, Zayn. Listen, this is something me and Branniker talk a lot. You know what I mean, about United. And this is one thing he's very big on as well. He always says we need to play with intensity, we need to play with intent, we need to go after teams. And I couldn't agree more with this point. So I see why he's guessed off that as well. But listen, like I said, we need to play with intent, man. If we can play with intent, I reckon we go get 3 points every single week. You know that honest. There's my prediction, man. We're getting the 3 points. And then Brandon comes out and says, we say that not playing helps, but when we had a 2-week break, we came back and played so badly. I hear that, but I don't necessarily think that was due to the 2-week break. I'm not gonna lie. I just think these players at United always seem to get gassed and get a bit complacent. And I think what they saw the way that even when they were playing rubbish and still snatching wins, they maybe thought they can do it, but they tried to do it at the wrong place, and we got found out, man. And they said, yeah, with Amrin, that was insane. Nah, but listen, with Amrin, we were on track. We were 3 points off top 4, mate. You know what I mean? So
we were in the top 6, so. That was where I thought we were going to finish.
It's not that insane, bro. You know,
and also we were in the top 6 all season. It wasn't even just like we won one like Amram's last game and we just stuck into it. Like we were like comfortably 5th, 6th around that area all season. Like, man. So like, yeah, you can at least be fair and say, you know what, Amram probably finished in the top 6. Like if he was there for half the season, like, do you know what I mean? Like after we had played every team in the league, we were 6th. So, you know. Listen, we know Carrick's come in, he's doing a great thing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But just saying, let's not just rewrite history because, you know what I mean, we don't like Amram. The truth is, Amram did a decent job. Like he was top 6 when he got sacked, and he didn't get sacked because he was in top 6. He got sacked because our board argued with him and was stupid and got the knickers in a twist. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm worried about still, by the way. But anyway, continue.
So yeah, we got Brannick says you were mad. It changed when Amram left. Listen, don't get me wrong. We got into a nice, found a nice rhythm of form. it wasn't a surprise. You know what I mean? Amram was building for the future, for what he wanted to implement. Carrick's here to get the best out of what we got. So it's not a surprise that, you know what I mean, we improved under Carrick. But at the same time, like Cowley said, just to reiterate, we weren't doing that badly under Amram this season. Forget last season. And he's laughing at us, unfortunately. Man hit us with a ha ha ha. There's nothing else. And Ernst goes 3 in our last 11 with a hard run coming up. Well, listen, you'll probably be counting your blessings. We never have to find out now anyway. We got Cowley's starboy Carrick in charge at the minute. So, you know what I mean? We're chilling. Hey, you know what? These men are just on it. They won't say that's on track for mid-table though. Listen, we're the podcast we're a glass half full kind of podcast, you get me? You know what I mean? We're positive, toxic positivity. We stand on business here at the United Front. If you don't know, get to know. But listen, I think we wrap it up there, boys.
You know what? I wanted to talk more because there's just so much to talk about. But you know what? You're right. We didn't even touch on Baleba and the links we got on.
Oh yeah. You know what? Let's get into this on the transfers quickly over the last few minutes then.
Yeah, let's do transfers and then we'll call it. Obviously we've seen us being linked with there was Athletic that linked us to Baleba and Lucien Agoumé from Sevilla.
Yep.
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you lies about Lucien Agoumé because I ain't seen him play that much, if I'm honest. But yeah, it looks like the profile's been set. They've, you know, apparently Baleba and Agoumé, or these type of players, they're all set as key targets. I'm sure there's a whole list of key targets. But it looks quite, and also what was in the report that was they wanted basically somebody to share the time with Kobe, like a very good young player like Kobe that could share the space, but also a midfielder that will allow players like him to flourish moving forward. So somebody that complements that type of play. So yeah, we're looking at a defensive midfielder that covers a lot of ground. That someone like a Baleba, Elliot Anderson, but you know what? They're all good on the ball. They have to be now because that's just what football's like as well. So yeah, like I don't think there's really too much to say about it. Everyone's talked about Baleba. We've talked about him for long enough. We've been looking at him since literally last summer. This has been a story. So the scouting reports have been done. Everybody knows what he'll bring to the table. He's had a bit of a crap season this season so far. But it's starting to pick up a little bit, by the way. It's not just all been crap. I think he's a good player still. I'd love to have him at United, I can't lie. I think he also has... price. At the right price, but what is the right price, man? Like,
well, it's definitely not 120 million or anything like that.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Yeah,
but that's the pipe they're smoking. You know what I mean? I'm saying, yeah, me a Baleba for 70 million max. That's as high as I'm going. Maybe even 60, but with like some heavy add-ons.
Yeah, surely with the season he's just had, that price has got to take a big drop now. They can't be going into the summer asking for that same money they wanted last year. That's got to be, like you said, 70 max for him. Yeah, anything more.
I about 70. I agree, JGT. I think about 70 M's. I'd take that for Baleba. I think he's got a high ceiling. He's got a very good skill set as of now, anyway. And I think that's all right. 70 mil. Obviously, Elliot Anderson, he'll cost a bit more. Obviously, he's white as well, so he's going to have that extra little bit. He'll be like 100 million. Yeah. Like he's Declan Rice, isn't it? He's basically a Declan Rice region. He's at a relegation threatened team, but he's still performing probably as one of the best, players in the league. He's playing in Europe. He's English. He's young. Like he's literally about to go to England World Cup. He's literally Declan Rice part 2. Like, so I think he'll cost around that 100 million because that's what Declan Rice costs. I'll be surprised if he goes for any less than that. Also, since then, Caicedo's gone for 115 or whatever, and he's not even as good. I don't think right now, especially in terms of current form, as Elliot Anderson is. So, yeah, he's around that. He's in that school anyway. How much did Lavia go for? He was P's as well, 60 million or something. He's barely played a game. Played like 2 games every year.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, we don't have to. Obviously, there's probably not that much to discuss. I'll look into Lucien Agoumé, see what type of player he is, and hopefully have a bit more to tell the people about when we're next on. But
it's good to have links to players like that, though, as well. It's been a while. We've always been saying under Woodward and stuff that we wanted some proper scouting. So it's nice to see we're actually looking at not your regular household names. We actually are doing some scouting and going in, and hopefully if he is someone that comes in, he does actually prove to be a good fee and a good player as well. And you say another well done on the scouting team and Vivell and those guys.
And
yeah,
you
it's nice
save
to hear
yourself
these
some
new
money.
trains. Go on,
Yeah,
sorry.
and no, as I say, it's nice, like you say, you know, it is nice to hear different names because it's also a chance to save a lot of money as well. And you know, if we are finishing in the Champions League spots, we are going to need a big, you know, what I mean, a big squad ready to handle all the games, all the competitions. Expectations will be higher. Probably a new manager. Maybe this week it'll be Carrick. Who knows? But either way, we need to give whoever's in charge the tools to do the job. But you know, so it's good to see. But listen, I think we wrap out there, boys. Guys, keep it locked in on the United front. We will be back on Thursday. Some sort of combination between the boys, but we will be back on Thursday. Stay tuned. Make sure you hit the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're joining us for the first time today.
Have you stayed this far? You got to
That's it.
subscribe.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, and obviously, like Zayn said, we'll be back definitely on Thursday, and obviously we'll preview the game on Sunday as well. And then me and Zayn will be there on Sunday, or God willing, we'll be there in Old Trafford with that live coverage for you people. So make sure you get locked on the socials as well. On Instagram, sorry, it's at UtdFront. On TikTok, it's at UtdFront. Yeah, man, catch us there, and we'll be back next week. Oh, sorry, no, on Thursday. Yeah. Right.
All right. Nice one. Peace.